Hello, welcome back. One of the things that I think you should know about me if you don't know by now is that I'm always here to advocate for you to have a strong business. Now, what that strength looks like in your business might look different than in somebody else's, but I'm always encouraging my clients and my audience to focus in on their best business basics in order to create a strong business. Now, what does that mean? Well, in jewelry, as with a lot of maker products, sometimes what that means is that we need you to do something fun, which is called diversify your revenue stream. Total snoozer of a phrase. It's a very traditional business concept that has the unfortunate habit of being true all the time. I've actually known and coached a number of business owners through their processes, and I can tell you that diversifying those revenue streams has almost always resulted in a stronger business that can weather the tough times a lot more easily than other businesses can. And currently, we're in a very strange economy in the United States. We've got ever rising gold prices, which are universal. It's happening all over the world. Same with silver prices. Diamond prices are doing something funky right now, and tariffs in the US have really affected people's baseline costs. And we are currently in something called a K-shaped economy, meaning that there's a segment of consumers at the top who are continuing to spend and are responsible for a lot of the spending in our economy, and that the people at the bottom have dropped out of a lot of this sort of discretionary spending. And so we're facing a slightly different landscape. And so some of you may have already felt this. Maybe there was a decline in your wholesale sales. Maybe there was a decline in your e-commerce sales, or maybe one went up so much that you didn't even notice the decline. And so today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about what it looks like to create a strong business by diversifying those revenue streams. So, what does that mean to diversify your revenue stream if you're a jewelry designer or a maker? Well, primarily what it means is that you aren't just selling to stores, and you aren't just selling online, and you aren't just selling at shows, and you aren't just selling your custom work. What it likely means is that you are going to do a variety of these things. Maybe only 10% of your business will be custom, and only 20% of your business will be e-commerce, and the rest will be selling to stores. And that's okay for right now. But we might be looking at creating a different balance and a different ratio in your business so that if one part of it falters a little bit, you've got all of this other income, all of these other revenue streams to come in and help support and keep maintaining your business. Now, again, what this looks like for you individually, it can depend on a lot of different factors. It can depend on when you started your business, how long you've been in business, what position you occupy in the industry. Are you in luxury? Are you in demi-fine? Are you in costume? Are you in high-end fine? There's a lot of different ways to be in this industry. It could depend on how much time you've had in your business to build the relationships that you need in order to get into stores, or build the relationships that you need in order to sell online, or build the relationships that you need in order to sell repeatedly at shows. So sometimes this is a time factor, and you might just need more time spent in your business in any one of these avenues in order to beef up your sales. And it likely feels to you right now, as I know it's felt to a lot of my clients, that you have to do a little bit of everything. And that is actually kind of true. And I think, in my opinion, it's always been a little bit true that we've always had to do a little bit of wholesale or a little bit of retail, depending on our temperaments, depending on our work, depending on where we like to work and how we like to work and what we like to make and what our production processes are like. Different businesses, especially in the jewelry industry, can be set up very differently. Some people are making everything in-house. Some people are having everything outsourced. And both of those are valid ways to run a business, but it could be giving you some more information about which directions and which revenue streams you need to diversify. And let's address the elephant in the room. All of this has gotten trickier with the current metals market. I would say in the last 2 years, we've seen a lot of designers making some different choices that they hadn't necessarily anticipated.